Hi everybody, my name is Mrs. Meisler and I'm a volunteer at this museum. I'm so glad that you're joining me as I read a book called The Last Polar Bear. Let's find out why the author thinks that polar bears like this one are in danger. The Last Polar Bear. Tiglook glanced out the window. A polar bear was not very far away. Tiglook put on his boots, wind pants, sealskin jacket, hat, and mittens. As he stepped outside, a gust of sub-zero wind stung at his cheeks. He looked down Ivick Street and saw everyone darting into their houses. "Nanook, bear moving fast! Go home!" a woman yelled as she herded her children inside. "Do you see the mommy and her son? And here are all these kids running because somebody saw a polar bear." A sudden snow squall blinded Tiglook. Hearing a noise, he waited. Crunch, squeak, crunch. Just then, a blast of white thinned, and he could see through the snow. Nanook was standing right in front of Tiglook. He looked straight at him with her night black eyes. "What are you trying to say?" asked Tiglook. Nanook rose up on her hind feet and flailed her enormous paws. Then she rolled her eyes upward and headed north, as if to say, "Follow me, Tiglook." Against the white ice, she was yellow, then yellow-gray, and then finally she disappeared, her empty paw tracks appearing one after another. Tiglook's grandmother came up beside him. "Nanook spoke to me," Tiglook said. "I think she wants me to follow her." "Yes," said his Akka, his grandmother. "The bear needs you." "She needs us both, Akka," said Tiglook. The Arctic had changed that year. The thaw had come early, fall was staying longer, and strange trees, flowers, and birds that usually lived in much warmer places were appearing. With all the changes in climate, what would happen to the polar bears who needed the ice to survive? "Akka," Tiglook said, "we must follow Nanook together." The next day, Tiglook brushed the snow off his father's old sealskin kayak. The kayak had ripped coming ashore last fall. Akka would mend it. He took it over to her house. "Can I help?" he asked. Akka's eyes twinkled. "Mending is woman's work," she said. "But there is more and more trash in the ocean that can poke holes in my kayak. It would be good to know how to mend it," said Tiglook. "Then I will teach you," his grandmother said. One morning, weeks later, Tiglook and his Akka paddled into the great Arctic Ocean to find Nanook. "Look at those birds," Akka said. "They are guillemots. They've never nested so far north before. But now that it's warm, they come here and they lay their eggs in old crates and oil drums." "We're not the only ones that are watching the birds. Look at those walruses with those enormous tusks." And there's Grandma and Tiglook. Tiglook and Akka paddled for days, stopping on ice floes and small islands to rest and eat paniquatak, the seal meat that they had dried in the sun for their journey. "There are fewer ice floes than there used to be," Akka said. Tiglook knew that ice floes were polar bear ships. Nanak used them to find food and to rest. What happens if there are no more ice floes? Tiglook asked. Then there will be no more Nanaks, Akka answered. Do you see the grandmother and Tiglook in that kayak far, far away? And there is the polar bear. They spotted another ice floe. Look, Akka, yelled Tiglook. Those 3 black spots are Nanuk. They are her eyes and nose. Curled on the ice was a very young polar bear cub, all alone. It's not Nanuk, said Akka, but her cub. The mother bear must have died, or she wouldn't have left her baby unprotected from the gulls. Tiglook got out of his kayak and walked toward the cub. He picked him up. I will call him Pillock, which means to survive. With the melting away of the ice, he could be the last polar bear. We'll take him back to town and feed him, said Akka. Tiglook tucked the baby bear in his arms, and the little cub put his arms around Tiglook and licked him in the face. Yes, said Tiglook as they paddled toward home. Our town will feed Pillock, one of the last polar bears, and show him how to live in a warming world. The end.